it's time to say goodbye again. This is Digby. I think a lot of you know Digby. You know, Digby came back to us after 20 years. That's quite a story, and if you want to learn more about how that happened, I'll put a link in the playlist on Digby in the description below this video. This car is going to an island very, very far away, Curacao, which is a small island just above Venezuela. So isn't that interesting? We got Digby over 20 years ago, Digby came back, and now Digby's going to the Caribbean by a long truck ride to Florida and then via boat. I'm gonna say goodbye to Digby. Digby's been a lot of fun. We're gonna miss Digby, okay? You know, we love the color, we love the name, and we love the history. And this also is a 1983 model. Can you believe that? And I got to thinking about it, says, hey, just a minute, I've got more 1983 Mercedes-Benz, and that includes those two right there. So we have a total of 7. Winkle already left to Wisconsin a week ago, and it made a successful trip. How's that? Give a cheer to Winkle, that 1983 300 SD that went all the way from Bellingham, Washington to Wisconsin. So this little white 240D over here is a 1983 240D 4-speed with just 129,000 miles on it. And next to it is my 1983. Now, don't ask me why. Why the 1983, Ken? I don't know. It just kind of happened. But that's a 380 SL with only 90,000 miles on it, and it's in very nice condition. So I thought, as a tribute to Digby, you're going to get to hear some more diesel engines run. 2 more. And for those of you who keep saying, Kent, why can't we hear a gas engine run, by the way, I'm going to let you hear the V8 engine and Cherry run as we end this video. As you've seen and heard in the previous video, these 5-cylinder turbo diesel engines all have kind of a unique sound. This is the engine in Digby. Now that sound difference may be due to mileage, it may be due to compression, it may be due to condition of fuel injectors, it may be due to engine timing or injection pump timing. I don't know, maybe all these engines sounded exactly the same when they were new. But each one has a unique sound to it. Let me start up Digby and see if you can detect a difference from the other 3 turbo diesels I let you listen to the other day. Now you can see it fired right up. That's a real good sign. Listen how smooth that runs, coming off idle, about 2,000 RPM. Isn't that a sweet sound? Now let me take you over to White Lightning. I know some of you are kind of chuckling that I call this car White Lightning, and you're thinking, well, Ken, how can you call a 240D White Lightning? That kind of implies it goes fast. But one reason I chose that name is this is the fastest 240D I've ever driven. Granted, it's a 4-speed, but it has a very strong engine, and I think that's mainly due to the fact it only has 129,000 miles, and it has been well maintained. So I'm going to fire up White Lightning's 4-cylinder diesel right now, and you'll immediately be able to hear the difference between this engine and the 5-cylinder turbo diesel. There's no turbocharger on this one. This is normally aspirated, 4-cylinder. Here we go. All right. Now for you old diesel owners, this is really music to your ears. The clatter of an old 4-cylinder, normally aspirated diesel engine by Mercedes-Benz. I mean, I had a 170D once. 1951, you know, that rattled even more than this one. So it has that typical rattled idle. Now I'll bring it off idle and you'll hear it rev up, and it'll smooth out right about the time you get to about 2,500. So if you stomp on this thing, it's not going to push you back in the seat. But I think you can hear it, but it's got some bark for a 240D. 7 1983 cars, and only one of them has a gas engine. Sorry about that. I think it's pretty obvious why I call this car cherry. It's not only the color, but this car is in really cherry condition. Gearheads know what I mean when you say, man, that's really a cherry car. But this is a 3.8 liter V8, 90,000 miles on this car, so it runs pretty well. I haven't had to do a lot to this engine. It was well maintained during its life. It's had the twin row chain conversion. I've got a video series on this car. I'll put a link in the description if you want to see more videos on this 380 SL. But we'll fire it up and see how this one runs. Notice I don't have to glow that one. Look at that. Pretty smooth. This is a very nice driving car. It drives as well as it looks. So there you have it. 7 1983 cars, and you got to listen to all the engines.